Jared Hanks, and young Darren Elge, the Peter Vidmar lookalike. And boy, will you be able to tell a bit later. We begin with Jared Hanks, 17 years of age, out of Waco, Texas. Qualified fourth.
Jared's going to be attending the University of Oklahoma next year, my old alma mater, who of course has had a pretty good gymnastics program for quite some time. He shows the Eagle giant swings. There's the release move, really nice and high. Ginger, it's a backflip with a half turn regrasp. And another one, and he's outside too far. Whew. Baby, I tell you, was that a bounce when he came down or what?
Listen to the crowd from North Carolina try to pick him up. They've been that way all week, though. They will break attendance records in United States gymnastics history by the time tomorrow comes to a conclusion.
Let's see what happens here. He does the Ginger. It's a backflip with a half turn. And he's just too far outside, boy. And I'll tell you one thing. He must have bounced a foot off the floor, but the gymnasts know what to do when they're falling. They know how to handle that. Okay, he's back on the exercise. Three giants to a laid out double full out. What a nice dismount. Laid out double flip with two twists. That baby's hard.
Feels a lot better now, doesn't it, Jared? He was more embarrassed than anything else. He actually came down spread eagle on the mat, so you know he couldn't have been hurt. Perhaps his pride, that was about all. And then to come back up and nail that dismount has to mean a lot to the 17-year-old.
These gymnasts are pretty tough because he fell probably from about, I'd say 10, 11, 12 feet in the air, landed right on his chest, and yet the gymnasts have done these moves thousands of times. So they know how to handle themselves when they're falling. They know how to brace themselves and prepare for a crash landing.
Jared Hanks, 135 pounds. He used all of it on the high bar a couple of times, really. Scored the 9.10. Now, Chuck Girardo, qualified fourth. He needs just a 9.15 to take the lead here.
All right. Stallers, forward grip, mixed grip Staller, who was a little crooked on that pirouette. He was attempting a really difficult move. There's two one-arm giants in a row. There's the requirement of the eagle grip or L grip giant swing. Another back staller. He's very strong in the staller position, so he's using that straddle giant swing to his advantage. Nice release move, a Ginger. He was in a little close, but he continued the rhythm of the exercise. He's back into giant swings. Laid out double. One hop on the landing.
He already has one gold medal on the pommel horse today. Chuck Girardo from San Diego, California, a member of the Stanford team.
Okay, he's in giant swings here. Good stretch over the top of the bar. There's the Ginger, back flip, half twist. Now watch, he's in pretty close. But he does a nice job at pushing that thing away from the bar and continuing the motion of the exercise. You must not stop, ever. Here's the dismount, good speed here. He lets go, he kind of slung it out a little bit. I think he could have hung on a little bit longer. If he would have, he wouldn't have been under-rotated as he is here, having to take one big hop on the landing.
Chuck Girardo, like many others, very, very good on this apparatus. We're seeing really, Bart, you talk about, well, some of these guys rated somewhere between 18 and 30 at the national level, but you go over to the high bars and you've got guys that second, third, fourth overall on this apparatus. His score there just a 9.20, good enough for the moment to take the lead, but he knows all too well what's in store from Demas, Rignaud, St. Pierre, and yes, this man, Neil Palmer, qualified first with a 9.75. Look out, Lincoln, Nebraska. Here comes Neil again.
These next 4 performances on the high bar are going to be outrageous, whether they make the routines or not. They're doing really good difficulty, excellent form. Oh, no! He handled it. He did the front giant swing pirouette, and he was really crooked on that Ginger, but he did handle it. Inverted giant swings. Here he gets set up for his dismount. Should be a tucked full out. Oh!
And you wonder if he ever really completely recovered, Bart. He did recover on the Ginger, as you called it, but was his confidence level shaken throughout the rest of the performance?
Well, to tell you the truth, I think Neil had such a great meet in the optional all-around competition that here today in the finals, I've seen him look much sharper. He looks a little sluggish today. Right here, of course, he didn't get out over the top on that pirouette, so he's really crooked. It's amazing that he was able to even make that trick. That baby's tough. Now here on the dismount, once again, he nailed this perfectly for a 9.75 in the all-around competition, but he just seems to me that he's out of juice.
He looks like...
twist a little early.
He's grimacing there, Bart. His
little
face...
shorter rotation, and he knew that he was in trouble when he let go.
As he was twirling around, you could see pain etched on his face about the first or second turn as he prepared for that dismount.
I think he's just shot.
Yeah. Neil Palmer with a score of 8.80, a total of 18.55. And now David St. Pierre. He has a gold on the floor, silver on the parallel bars, a bronze on the pommel horse, and he was second in the all-around.
And I love his style here. He's very crisp, tight form on the stallers. Now watch these releases. Reverse hecht, right arm into giant swings. One arm giant swing over the top to a Ginger. Perfect. This is good stuff. He has terrific amplitude above the bar, and all the while throughout the exercise, he's showing crisp form, nice tight turns. This is good stuff. Laid out double back.
He already has the trifecta. He's going for the quad today. He'll have to go a long way to beat this.
I've been saying all day long, he is so sharp technically. Here on the giant swings, good speed, perfect body position in the layout double. He pulls it around, you can see him spotting the floor. Maybe just a little bit over-rotated from having too much juice. On the release moves, you can see here, he does the reverse hecht. Nice position. Look at that clean form over the top of the bar, and it is tough to push that out and swing giant swings out of that. He did it easily. He goes over the top, sets up with the one arm here.
Score 9.
Once again, really nice form and really crisp position over the bar. He is up there on this release, probably about 5 feet above the bar, which is 8 feet above the ground. So we're talking 13 feet in the air, and he handles it beautifully.
David St. Pierre, the only gymnast to qualify in all 6 categories, has a 9.725. He's going for his 4th medal.
In one of our full-service dining rooms, or take a box home with you. Libby Hill is a scrumptious bargain. In fact, it's so delicious. A lot of it never makes it home. Libby Hill Seafood, at your place or ours, we bring the coast to you.
Bar. Trent Thomas, Trent Demas, I beg your pardon, from Albuquerque. This is his favorite, and it is wild.
He does one of the most outrageous routines. Watch the big swing, in-bar stalder. Look at the stalder work. Nice combinations. One-arm combination. Ginger way up over the bar. Oh, that's a nice move. Stoop into eagle giant swings. Okay, now watch the speed. Ready for this dismount. Ready. 1, 2, 3.
He's in his own stratosphere. They're singing Sweet 16 here at the gymnastics venue. Trent Demas, just 16 years old, and he was in the Demas zone on that dismount.
Okay, you can see here he does one-arm giant swing combination with a twist. Now look at this Ginger. We're talking about being up there. He's like 7 feet over the bar, maybe 15 feet in the air, and he broke a little bit of form there, but it was an outrageous move. Now watch this. This is the triple. He's going to get some tremendous speed on his giant swings. Crank that thing around, spot the landing after 3 flips. Look at, he's dropping out of the sky. Just a little, opened up just a little bit early. One more time. You can see the tremendous height as he pulls around 1, 2, 3 times over the top, and look at him dropping from maybe 7 feet in the air to plant that in for a strong landing.
Trent Demas from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and his score a 9.775 to give him a total of 19 75/100ths of a point, still behind St. Pierre, who has a cumulative total of 19.375. Now Lance Ringnauld, just 17, needs a 9.85 to grab the gold.
Once again, the youngsters look really good in challenging the big difficulty. Lance does a one-arm giant swing. Now watch his series of release moves here. Reverse hecht, clean, reverse hecht, to a Ginger, 3 in a row. That's the trend now. Inverted giant swings. So far, really clean. Here's the dismount.
He flipped over a car when he was 9. He could flip over a Mack truck today.
Now this is definitely the trend in gymnastics here. He does 3 release moves in a row. Reverse hecht, to a Ginger. Now the Ginger was a little low, but that is such a tough combination. He did it with perfect form throughout. The dismount is beautiful. This is a laid out double backflip with a full twist in the second flip. That's the perfect body position. Full twist right there. And look at him land that thing.
And a 9.80, good enough to bring him to 25/100ths of a point away from the gold medalist. David St. Pierre will take the gold. Lance Ringnauld, in case you perhaps missed it, he was hit while riding a bike when he was only 9 years old, flipped over the car, never touched it, hit head on almost at a 90-degree angle, saw himself about to hit the car and just hit the jettison. And he's never stopped jumping. Now with a silver medal on the high bar. David St. Pierre's the star, though. 4 medals today. He gets the gold in this apparatus. See, on the floor exercise in our individual competition from the University of North Carolina, and needs